Welcome back to my system series. Today we are going to have a look at the funnel creation process and system. Let's do it. Let's have a look at the Funnels tab. Here you will be able to create your funnels. There's 4 options available you can use for funnel creation. You can choose from following funnels. You can build an audience funnel. It is being used for collecting email addresses. Your email list will be your biggest asset you can build. The second funnel is used to sell your products or service online. The third funnel you can build is the custom funnel. You will be able to build everything from scratch and customize it the way you want it. The last type of funnel is the evergreen funnel. Webinars is also a great way to get subscribers and building a following. Use it and gain a big advantage over your competitors. With that said, let's look at a demo funnel I've created. I am not going to go into the nitty-gritty as it is easy to learn. It is a very basic funnel example, starting with the squeeze page. As soon as email has been captured on the squeeze page via email capture form, the new subscriber is redirected to the thank you page. At the same time, an email will be sent delivering what the person opted in for, like an ebook, cheat sheet, or course. This is the basic outlay of the funnel I have created. You can also add additional pages. You can add upsell, downsell, order bump, one-click upsell pages, and more. Now let's have a look at editing the page. The page can be edited with the easy drag and drop editor. The use of the editor is very simple. There is no need for going back and forth between pages. You can view edited page in another tab to see how your funnel looks. Here is an example of the squeeze and thank you pages open in the view mode. After you have finished created your funnel, you can set up the automation rules. Do a B testing between landing pages to see which funnel performs the best. You can also check your stats. Have a look at the sales you have made and create deadline settings for your offer. Deadline settings will create urgency with buyer to buy your products. It will also create a very powerful emotion with buyers to buy now. You can also check the amount of leads you've generated during your marketing campaigns. There you have it. Your first funnel is ready to go online. Watch out for my next video in my series about system. See you in the next video.